Hello again, YouTube. It's Patrick, and it's after work. It's about 5 o'clock on a Tuesday, and today I did my big presentation on pain and symptom management for the core course, and they took video of it, and it's going to be up on YouTube, so that's pretty exciting. I'll probably link to it or something like that. And I got a nice surprise at work today. One of my old classmates and partners in national nursing student legislation showed up at work today for a follow-along day and an interview and stuff, so that was cool. It's nice to see a familiar face. I've seen a couple of familiar faces in there since I started, so it's nice to know that my former partners in crime are still floating around in the area. Having a lot of interesting challenges keeping everything organized and up to date with when my home health aid supervisions are and when my port flushes are. I've got a port flush tomorrow, actually. That should be a lot of fun. I don't get to do port flushes that frequently, but now I'll be doing them at least once a month. I've actually got 2 patients on my caseload with ports to flush, so I may be doing 2 a month, and it's a pretty interesting procedure. That's probably like the most serious procedure with complications for error that possibilities of complications if there is an error that I usually come across in home care. Chest tube drainages have become kind of commonplace for me, so I guess because they happen so frequently, they don't seem as risky to me as they are. You follow all of the usual the routine for maintaining sterility and stuff and making sure everything's clean. But port flushes, I don't get to do that frequently, so it seems more novel. And one of the nurses that I work with wants to come along and observe because she hasn't done one and she wants to see one first. But the way that I explained it to the family was that one of my mentors was coming with me so she could observe my technique. I think she appreciated me putting it that way. It made her smile, at least. But that was really the only way that it occurred to me to say it, not like, oh, one of our nurses doesn't know how to do this, so she's going to watch me do it. Because it was the nurse that admitted the guy, and she's very experienced and really one of my heroes. So I could only phrase it in terms of she was coming to monitor me doing it, because that's the way that made most sense to say it. And I guess, technically that's true. She's coming over to watch me do it. But the way that I phrased it kind of suggested that she knew how to do it already. And I'm sure she could do it if she had to. But it's sensible to want to watch someone else do it first if you're not familiar with it. Whenever I get asked to do something I'm not familiar with, I read up on it first. I'll look at the policy and procedure manuals and study up on it before I actually take a crack at it in real life. So that's a pretty sensible thing to want to do. My in-service tomorrow got canceled, I heard. No in-service for me tomorrow. I was going to do another repeat performance of the pain and symptom management in-service, but I guess nobody's signed up for the one that I was scheduled to do tomorrow. And it's for an hour before a change of shift, so, busy nursing home with a lot of beds. I would imagine the people who aren't supposed to be there don't plan on coming in for an hour to do something extra. And the people who are there can't spend spare an hour to do all their documentation, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Talking to some of the nurses that have been doing the in-service circuit a lot longer than I have, have told me that this kind of thing is relatively common at the nursing homes. But there was a pretty good turnout for the core course. There was a lot of student nurses. There was some social workers, and some of the newer people on our team were there, like our new spiritual coordinator, our new bereavement coordinator, and our social work intern. And they also had really nice things. They said they liked it, and when when I was trying to get people to talk and nobody was talking, they would jump in. And the actual attendees, or the outside attendees, I got them to talk a bit too, and that was good. People watching from the outside through the windows said that they thought I got a good amount of interactivity out of the group, and that's always one of my big goals. A little bit harder with the PowerPoint, but I've got 6 months to come up with a better way. Check out that Prezi software. I guess that's what I'll do next. I still haven't started that project due at the end of the week, or for videotaping my sister doing a head, ears, eyes, throat, neck assessment. But I'll be doing that in the next couple of days. The deadline's coming up, so super procrastination overdrive is imminent. Nothing too taxing in religious studies. I'll probably put that off to the last minute too. Man, it's weird having it be dark at 5. I guess it happens every year, but it seems to catch me by surprise anyway. Alright, well that was a dark video, a dark and stormy video.